So we are already familiar with some functions here. So we have a basic function keyword, we have a definition, and we have some parameters. And then we do stuff in a function, we return a value. For example, here we're just returning the summation of these two values, num1 and num2. These two values are called parameters. Then we call this function. When we call this function, we are placing in place of these parameters, we are placing these two values here, 7 and 5, and these are called arguments. So you argue within parameters. And then we display the summation of these two by calling the variable here in the console.log function. And then sum, we add 16 and 15. Then we just display that in the console, and you can see that it's displayed here in the console. A more concise way of writing this is using what's called arrow functions. Now, arrow functions are more concise, and they were introduced in ES6, which stands for ETMA Sigma Scripts 6, which is the sixth major version of JavaScript. So one way to do this, let's just say add numbers here. So that add numbers, you just store it in a variable here, equals, let's just say x and y. So we're just going to add numbers x and y, and we just do it like this. You can see that this is an arrow here. So that's why it's called an arrow function. Return x plus y. And now I'm just going to console log in a similar way here. Console log. In this case, I'm just going to call this function here in place of sum. So 9 plus 7, for example, 9, 7. And if I didn't make a syntactical error, this should work. So let's just see that. So the sum is 16, 9 plus 7 is 16, right? So that's how you would do it. And a more concise way is, for example, if I only had one parameter here, I can actually get rid of just brackets here, parentheses, and so I can say 9 here. And let me just say I'm adding x with itself. So x plus x. So in this case, it will be 9 plus 9, which is 18. There we go. We have 18. And in a similar way, if I remove this, there's a shorter way to accomplish this. So I'm just going to go here, 18. It's still 18. So then I can just make this 11. And then 22, as you can see here. 22. So that's how you would do it in more simple notation. Certainly, I would recommend that you use curly braces here and you use the return keyword, especially if you're going to be doing multiple lines in this function. So that's how that works. And thank you very much.